Hi, I'm Peter Carney from cityfoodgrowers.com.au. Welcome to my garden in southeast Queensland. It's autumn, it's March 2016, and this is my garden here with a whole mixture of crops, fruiting crops, cucumbers, zucchinis, capsicums, eggplants, leafy plants, lettuce and Asian greens and lots of things. Not too many root crops. And so today I'm going to be talking to you about a favourite root crop for most people, and that's carrots. I'm going to have a chat about how to grow carrots. And this bed here is the bed that the carrots are going to be grown in. It's 5 metres long and just over a metre wide, so it's not much more than 5 square metres. So in this bed will be 500 carrots. In 4 months' time I'll be able to progressively harvest up to 500 carrots out of this bed. So 1 carrot every 5 centimetres and rows 20 centimetres apart on a 1 metre bed. That's a lot of carrots in a small space. 500 carrots is enough for our family for about 6 months. So let's start with the soil. The soil when you grow carrots is really critically important, because if your soil is too rich, then you're going to get plants that really have lots of leaf growth and not much root growth. If your soil is too hard and it's too shallow, then the carrots will be really stumpy and stunted. So you basically need soil that is a reasonable level of fertility, is a bit soft and has a depth of at least that much. So if you can do that, if you can achieve reasonable depth, make it a bit soft and have some fertility. In this bed I had a green manure crop in here which was cut down about 7 weeks ago to add some minerals to the soil. I didn't put any compost in here. I've added a bit of silica to the soil and some biodynamic preparations to help with improve the earth content or the soil life, and moistened it a lot. Then I've heavily mulched this soil. So it's really moist, quite soft, lots of worms in here. So I prepared it well, and the bed is level. In our climate here, which the growing season for carrots tends to be into our drier time, and so it's really important to design beds to hold moisture. So this bed is totally level, gets nice soakage off the rest of the garden. So when you plant the carrots, the best thing to do is in forming these narrow rows here, is to put some sand. This is river sand, just normal river sand. Don't use beach sand because it's salty. So river sand just is put into the row, and then the carrot seeds, which are really tiny seeds, are sprinkled into the row like this. They're sprinkled along the row. So I've sprinkled these carrots along all these rows, which I did the other day. And so lots of carrots sprinkled along the row. And so then the sand is just pushed over with your hand over the top of the carrots, the seeds. And those seeds will come up within about 14 days. Now what's going to happen is that there'll be lots and lots of little carrot plants which will come up very close together, because just sprinkle them along like this. So you need to thin those out so that you've got a space of around 5 centimetres between each carrot. You have to be pretty careful doing that, because once you pull a carrot out, you can't put it back in again. It just doesn't work if you do that. So just be careful, sort of be firm around the area where you're pulling it out, and pull the other ones out. So you've got your soil good, the seeds are in, the carrots are in position. So after that, you keep them reasonably moist, not too moist when they're small, and as they start to grow up, you increase the moisture level, because that's what goes into the root. Now, the other key issue that most gardeners get wrong with growing carrots is to fertilize the carrots too much while they're growing. Because if you put too much nitrogen fertilizer on the carrots, you're going to get really tall tops, lots of leaves, and very small roots. So don't fertilize them much while they're growing, especially nitrogen fertilizer, because that will keep the roots small and keep the tops big, so you don't want that. Seaweed fertilizer is okay. I tend to use some biodynamic preparations, which are not as strong on increasing leaf growth, but just helping with the general fertility of the soil. So after 4 months in our climate, these carrots will be ready, and we progressively harvest them as we use them, and they are so sweet. I mean, there is really nothing sweeter in the garden than a carrot picked straight out when it's ready. So we'll be putting another crop of carrots in another space of the garden around June. So we should have carrots from this garden from June, July, right through till about February next year. So, you know, another space of 5 square metres. So in your own garden, if you've got a space like this, go for it with the carrots. I mean, they're just beautiful plants to grow. Get your soil right, get the moisture up to them well, don't fertilize them too much. The soil should be a little bit sandy, but not too sandy, because really sandy soil doesn't hold moisture, and you want the soil to hold moisture. So there's a lot more instructional stuff in our website, our subscriber website, on carrots, as well as 300 other food plants and a whole lot of how-to stuff. And we also run biodynamic gardening workshops every couple of months in Brisbane here, so please have a look at those on our site. And the main thing is, enjoy your carrots. They're beautiful crops. Thank you.